You like the new setup? I know I do. So, let's see. I haven't made the list yet. Let me go ahead and do that. Hi. I'm gonna do this list here. For those of you that are returning, you know how this works. Those of you that are new, hi, welcome. We're gonna do some tarot readings tonight. So, read the description. That will tell you everything you need to know. Pretty much just let me know. For now, all you need to know is let me know your name in the chat box, and I will put you on this list here. And then we're gonna pull 10 people. So, well, I'm not gonna pull 10 people. The wheel's gonna pull 10 people, so I don't have to feel bad. Alright, let's get this list going. Go ahead and like this video, you guys, please. If you could do that for me, I'd be really happy about that. That would be so helpful. Alright, let's see who we have. Alright, Sahu. Anyone that's here right now, let me know. Because I don't want to add people that aren't here anymore, because that kind of wastes time. So whoever's here now, just let me know, like, right now. Maggie. It's kind of like a beat. Fantasy lover. Gotcha. So I have Maggie, Fantasy, Natalie, Lay, and Tawny. So far. So anybody else that's here who wants a reading, let me know. Put your name down there. Even if you've already said you wanted one before we started, just go ahead and do it again now. Just let me know, because those people aren't here right now, and I don't want to add them to the list and then be spinning and have it be like, that person's not here. That happens a lot, so I just want to get the people that are here right now. Hi, Christoph. Got you. We'll wait just a little bit longer for a couple more people to come in. How are you guys? I am good. Glad to be here tonight. And for once, I actually came on right on time, so I was like, I need to just get on there. On time this time. Can't be lagging it. Can't be having people waiting. So. Yeah, I gotcha. Dane and Kritika. Okay. So we'll keep adding as we go, you know, as more people come in. But for now, let's just go with these people here. And let me shuffle a little bit. All right. Dane, looks like you're first. Magic Fairy, I will add you. Okay, so first, Dane, what is your question? Go ahead and post and we will get to it. Yay, we already got the first one, and thankfully they're here. Hi T. Wilmore, yeah, I'll go ahead and add you to the wheel as well. Gotcha. Taurus Beauty, I didn't even see you there. Okay. Taylor? Okay, and everyone else that comes on after this point, I will look before I spin again, but for now, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the question. General reading for Aquarius in love or money. Okay, so general reading for Aquarius. Did you hear that? That was a cat in my backyard. That was crazy. So general reading for Aquarius in love or money. Anything for love or money coming out here for Aquarius. General. Into love or money for Aquarius. I'll go ahead and add you, Kiss, when I'm done with this reading, okay? Anyone that comes on after this point right now, I'll go ahead and add you before I spin the next time, but for now I'm just focusing on Dane's reading, okay? Don't worry, I will add you to the list, okay? No worries. So, general for Aquarius in love or money. Okay. So we see Sagittarius coming out, possibly. This is the Sag card, Temperance. Sorry, this one, Temperance. But this is also the King of Fire, so that would also indicate a fire sign. And if not, we're just talking about, you know, your peace and harmony right now is very important to you, and you're taking steps to make sure that that, you know, stays that way, that it stays, you know, all good vibes in your home and in your atmosphere. So basically, yeah, I just see you basically being very ambitious toward, you know, finding balance, basically. So let's see what's coming out here. Also, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius person, if we're talking about love here, but it seems like more because we're talking about, you know, the King of Wands as well. I would say it's more of an energy of like, you know, instead of being like a person, it's more talking about the ambition and the, you know, you just really being about what you're doing at this time. And what are you about doing? Trying to find balance, peace, and harmony. So that's good. So it looks like you're really taking steps to make sure everything's, you know, going right and going how you want it to go. Balancing out. Okay, there was some disappointment before. Could have been with a person that you wanted to be with. Now, you are being called to use your better judgment. So it seems like right now, it could be single for a while, or just basically focusing on your inner stability, because here, you know, it looks like there was some disappointment there before, you know, some sadness, some, you know, something that just wasn't going the way you wanted it to go, and it was kind of just disappointing. You know, you're looking at these cups here, and you're kind of seeing how things can go wrong. You know, these 3 cups here that are knocked down, you're seeing how things can go wrong, and you're not really focused on these 2 cups here that are still standing, like the chances you still have to make something out of this. You're focused very much on the negative. So it seems like, you know, you're being called to use your better judgment because someone that you, maybe a new person that came around that you asked out, or, you know, that you were interested in, probably turned you down, or it wasn't what you wanted it to be. Maybe you wanted a new start with somebody that you were involved with already, and it was disappointing, and it kind of was a letdown. So you're being called to use your better judgment now to assess your situation and see if you really want to continue in this situation or continue on this way. What's cool about the 5 of Cups, though, is that there are still 2 cups standing here. So basically what that tells us is that there's still positive in the situation. It's just, are you going to do the same thing and get the same thing and just have these cups be knocked down again? These last 2 cups, are you just going to do the same thing and just have the same result and be disappointed? Or are you going to do something different? You can go across this bridge here and find this castle, and you can find whatever's new inside of this castle, but basically the idea is just to do something else, do something different than what you've always been doing or what you've been doing lately that got you to these 3 cups, you know, this disappointment. You have these 2 cups here still standing, so don't think all hope is lost. It's just you need to use your better judgment. You basically need to, you know, do something different within your love life, and so that you don't get disappointed again. If you do the same thing you've been doing, you're going to be disappointed again. Just straight up, you know, flat out. That's just the way it is, you know. And that makes sense because we do the same thing, we get the same result. It's not hard to understand, you know. It's just you need to switch it up. You need to be putting down boundaries or expecting different things, you know, in your relationship. Don't just be a doormat. Don't just be, you know, settling for what you've been settling for, which is disappointment and being let down. So basically, you know, have standards, make your needs known, and don't take no for an answer, you know? That's what I would say for your situation, okay? Thank you for your question, Dane. Let me go ahead and add these people here. Kiss JG. Red. Azalea. Hello. Okay, I think I got everyone that's come since then. Azalea, I got your donation. Thank you. I'm like, where are you? Thank you. So let's go for you real quick. Okay. Azalea. Yeah, you know, sometimes that happens when like there's a lot of people live, or it could just be yeah, it could be my Wi-Fi actually, it could be people on my Wi-Fi maybe. Not much I could do about all of that. I mean, it could just be YouTube too, that happens sometimes. So just hang in there. Hopefully it clears up and gets a little bit better. Sorry about that. Girl, I am confused with my love life. Aw. What's going on? Okay, right on, cool. Yeah, I turned a couple things off, or my boyfriend turned a couple things off, so it could have been me. Sorry about that. I have a Capricorn who came back into my life, and a long distant friend who I am in love with, and I'm still living with my ex who is the father of my children. Yeah, sounds complicated. Sounds like a little bit of a situation. Okay, wait, so is there three people? Like there's the Capricorn, the long distance friend, and then your ex with the children? Or is this the Capricorn is the long distance friend? Is that what you're saying? Just to clarify. Capricorn, Sagittarius, Leo. Goodness. Okay. Capricorn, and then the Sag is the friend, long distance friend who you're in love with. Capricorn's a Capricorn who came back into your life, and the Leo is your ex. So are you interested in your ex still, or is that something that you're still not sure about? Or is that like, are we just focused on like the two, the Sag and the Cap? Or are you kind of still not sure about your ex? Like you're not sure if maybe you should go for it? Or you're kind of like, no, I know I don't want to be with him. I'm buffering now. Am I still buffering for you? Hopefully not. Because I'm like buffering for myself. It's annoying. I mean, I still love my ex, but he is the father of my children. Oh, because he's the father of my children, right. Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. But you're interested in all these other people, okay. So what's your question? What do you want me to look into about this? Like basically like who's better for you, or I mean, what are you planning on doing? But he is really not going to ever be there for me. Well, that's not good. Yeah, that's not something we want. And well, long-distance Sagittarius is never going to be anything solid. Capricorn might be the solid one, huh? Capricorn maybe, but he was a serial cheater. Okay, well then let's not think that that's going to be the So you have a pattern. You have a pattern of attracting people that are not... He says he has changed, but I don't know. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Okay. I wouldn't believe it. I mean, maybe you should ask him this. You should say, why did you change? What caused this change? And if he just says, well, just, you know, if he says you, okay, no, red flag. If he says, you know, because that means it's not like necessarily going to be lasting. Like you want somebody who's going to like change because of their own self, like they decided to change. But then again, it's like, I don't know. I don't really believe once a cheater over he's a cheater, but at the same time, like if he was a serial cheater, I wouldn't necessarily believe that he's like just changed, you know, like I don't know. That's just me. But let's look into this. So all of these men are trying to actively be with you, and you're confused as like who should I? Yeah, that's hard. That's confusing. All right, well, let's see. I will add you to the list, to the wheel, Sai. After being divorced twice. Okay, he's been single for 2 years after being divorced twice. This is the Capricorn, right? And you're sure he's divorced, right? Because, that's a sticky situation. Let's see this Capricorn's energy here. The energy of the Capricorn person. Hi, Gigi. Yeah, I'll add you to the wheel as well. And Garima. Okay. So let's see the Capricorn person. Are they to be trusted? Like, what's their energy in regards to Azalea? In a relationship of any kind? What do we need to know about this Capricorn person? Well, okay. Ten of Swords. So, hi, Rose. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, she's talking about... She likes the Scorpio, this one. I like the Scorpio, too. He has good relationships with his exes. Good relationships. Now, that means... Okay, not too sure how I feel about that. But yeah, Ten of Swords. Very self-explanatory, but in case you're just wondering what that means for the situation, love you too. So, yeah, looking like somebody's getting fucked over, betrayed. It's like unexpected as well. So, I mean, if you do go about trusting the person, that's kind of where the unexpected betrayal would be, you know, because you're trusting them. And then it's like, you wouldn't expect them to like turn around and, you know, betray you or at least cut you off, ghost you or something like that. That's kind of what, you know, we're talking about with the Ten of Swords. If it's not a complete like betrayal, it's somebody who's just kind of like cutting you out, almost like you're dead to them. So, he's coming, you said he's in your life now, like out of nowhere and shit. And it's like, you know, you might want to ask why. Why all of a sudden is he in your life? And you said he's been divorced twice. He's friends with all of his exes. They have good relationships. He's been divorced twice and used to be a serial cheater. And you have a pattern of attracting people who are really not there for you like you need. So I would just first of all question yourself, you know, you are interested in a person, you have to think about the people that you attract, and then you think about, does this person, would they be good for me? Because I have this track record of like not like attracting people that are really down or really, you know, what I need. So first of all, think about that. You know, what is it about the person that you really are attracted to? Because if you can't see them, if you feel like it's going to end, you know, the same as the others, then that's something to just be aware of ahead of time so that you don't have this happen. You know, it won't be an unexpected betrayal because you're like, nah, I already saw that coming, you know. You got to think about, do I really, you know, you have to really start thinking about, especially for you right now, because, you know, you have all these different people and they're all kind of, you're already seeing that they're all kind of like wishy-washy. So it's kind of like, why even go there? You know what I mean? Like, maybe you should just be single for a while. Maybe you should do a hermit mode type thing and try to figure out, like, what do I really want and need in a relationship to feel loved and valued, and then go out into the dating world and try to date somebody. But for now, it's kind of like, you don't even know what you need. You don't even know what you want, really. It's just kind of like, well, we'll see if this guy works. We'll see if this guy, but he doesn't really seem like he's going to, and I guess I'll just give it a try because I'm a little lonely. Am I on it with you? Is that right? And I'm not trying to be offensive or anything or make fun of you or talk shit. I'm just saying, like, you know, for your best interest, really. I mean, it seems like maybe none of these people, you know what I mean? Because they just all kind of seem like they have the potential to be not really solid, you know? But you already know that, that's why I'm saying, you know, maybe just, but let's see what else we can get from here. It's kind of like you already know, you know, where it's headed, but you're like, I'm going to take a risk right now. I'm going to see if maybe they're honest, you know? It's kind of like, is it lagging? Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Is there a lot of people live right now, or is it my thing? It might be my thing. Okay. Alright. So let's see what else we can get from this. Ah! Okay, right on. So I guess exactly, I'm drawn to unavailable men. Yes, I want to be single for a while, but I hate being so codependent, and so I'm curious about Sagittarius. I feel so drawn to him, and I don't know if I should cut the cord. Okay, so you already know you're attracting unavailable men. That's a really good step, and that's a really, you know, you're being honest with yourself. It's hard for a lot of people to do. So good for you, first of all, for, like, being able to acknowledge that, you know. So you want to know about the Sagittarius. You don't trust him, but you want to know. Okay, well, let's see. So we see the Ten of Swords with Capricorn. Let's see with the Sagittarius person. Why do you feel drawn to him? What is it about him that you feel drawn to? Is it the mystery? Is it the adventure? I mean, we have the moon with the Sag, so it seems like there is mystery here. It seems like there's, this is a Pisces card, but it doesn't have to mean Pisces. It just, in this situation, could mean, basically that there's confusion, that there is, you know, lack of clarity, there's mysteriousness, there's this like vibe of like, I don't know what to expect, exciting, but like, I don't know if I should trust it. Like, it's definitely just not clear. It's not, like, even though Sages are supposed to be like straight up and honest, not in this case, you know, it's like there's just, you don't know what they want, you don't know what they're expecting or what you're supposed to expect, you know. It's just kind of like, what is going to happen here? This will be fun, but like, what are they trying to do, you know? And they're not being clear about that. Feel so drawn to him. Okay. We have plans to meet in September. I remember, yes. Okay. So it's just unclear about what they're really wanting and what you're really wanting. So it's kind of like, it's just up in the air. It's nothing like, the thing about it is that like, if you're going to date somebody, it should be like, look, this is, you know, straightforward. You know, yeah, we're getting to know each other, but it's like, why don't we know what we want? You know, why don't I know what you're trying to get out of this? And why am I like sitting here like worried about this? Like, why don't you just ask him straight up? Like, are you trying to be in a serious relationship or not? You know, you might think that ruins the situation, but really it's kind of like, if that ruins the situation, that's kind of a red flag. That's kind of like, okay, well, fuck you then. You know, like, okay, well, good thing I weeded that one out real quick before I got attached. Because me asking a question about what your intentions are is going to scare you off. Well, then shit. I guess you're not man enough to be with me. Sorry. I withdrew my energy because I felt like I was too vulnerable with my feelings. Well, that's smart. That's a good decision. And look, it says the High Priestess. So it's like you kind of already know what you feel about the situation. Like, whatever you're intuitively feeling without being told about the situation with this Sag here, it's probably the case. I mean, if you feel like he's not trustworthy, if you feel like it's not something you can rely on, that's something you need to listen to. Because the High Priestess is all-knowing intuitively, though. Not because she's told things, not because there's facts laid out and it's obvious, but because... And why can't you? Because he doesn't want that, or you don't know what he wants, or you're scared to even get close because you feel intuitively that he's not going to be reliable, or he's just going to be... I mean, you said you feel too vulnerable. So why is that? You feel like he would not treat you right if you were vulnerable? You feel like he would not... You feel like you would not, like your vulnerability would not be cared for. You would be taken advantage of or something? I mean, you already feel this, like, with this person. Like, you can't trust them. And that's something you need to pay attention to. Because he lives in another country. So you don't want to do the long distance. So it would just be kind of, yeah. Okay. Alright. He's a very practical person. Okay, so, I kind of want to look into, like, what do you need to know? I kind of feel like we've already covered what you need to know. Like, basically that you should be single, but at this time you're probably not going to do that. So, let's see what, I don't know. Where should we direct our energy here? Because we see with the Capricorn, it seems like there's some kind of betrayal unexpected. Like something that you wouldn't have seen coming. And that's disappointing. But we could either look further into that, or we can look further into the Sag. Maybe we should just look into what happens with both. But did you want to look into this Leo person, your ex? Or did you want to just look into, well, let's look into for your highest good, for Azalea's highest good, what should she be focused on? And he has betrayed me before, that's why I don't trust him. Yeah, well, that's smart. So you already kind of know that all these people are kind of risky. And that's anybody when you get your heart involved. But here's the thing, like, you really shouldn't, it's not a good decision to go for this, especially you don't trust it already. It's kind of like, why would you do that to yourself? Especially because you're already vulnerable. You need to just, but okay, you already know this. I'm just reminding you because it's like, it seems like, you know, you're already like here, like going, okay, here's what I know about them, and like I'm scared because of that. And it's like, you're not wrong because of that. I mean, it's like, it's actually really smart that you're thinking about this beforehand, you know? Sure, my ex didn't come home last night, but demanded I give him my phone. Ooh, yeah, that's guilty much? Tell me about this Leo person. What's going on with them in regards to Azalea? What do we need to know about them? What do we need to know about them? Page of Pentacles. It seems like they are either, this is a younger earth sign person. Do you know if they're talking to a younger earth sign person? That could be the case. But, Queen of Swords. We're taking responsibility for something. So do they have a lot of, it kind of seems like either it could be a younger earth sign person, or it could be that they are taking on a lot of responsibility right now. Maybe they're feeling the pressures of that, because the Page of the Page of Pentacles is kind of talking about a person who's like focused on stability and trying to like get their shit together, like the early stages of it though. So it's kind of like, if this isn't talking about that, I would say it is probably a person. I mean, we do have 2 court cards here. So it could be an air sign person as well. It would be a younger earth sign person and probably an older air sign person. Younger earth sign would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And older air would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. You said you don't know. Okay. So yeah, let's see. What else about this Leo person that we need to know? Now we got water. Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So I feel like there is a person, since we have all since we have all court cards here, it's kind of like talking about another energy here. Another person. Not to say that they're cheating necessarily, but he has been secretly saving money. Well, it's not a secret apparently. So, okay. So for the next year, tell us what she should be focused on. What could she be focused on in regards to these people? Like, what does she need to know about the Leo person and keep in mind about them in order to help her to make a decision on who she should be with? What does she need to know about this Leo person? Okay, it's taking a long time for something. Feeling stuck. Okay, so they've felt that they've been stuck for a while. This has been a long time. They felt like they were stuck and like they've been doing most of the work. If that's not them, then this is you. And it's basically just a reminder to say, like, you've felt like this for a long time. What are you going to do to change that? You can't be waiting around anymore. I don't like the Seven of Pentacles because it's looking at him. It's like it's talking about a dude who is just sitting here. Well, that would be the Queen of Cups there. But, for the Scorpio person. But here we're talking about the Leo. Since we're getting all these messages here, I'm just going to ask, you know, what do you need to know for the next year to help make your decision? What do you need to know about each of these people? So basically, first we have with this Leo, if this isn't their energy, then it's yours, but I feel like it's theirs. The Seven of Pentacles is kind of talking about, you know, this guy who's sitting here. He's trying to tend to this garden and have it grow, and it's just taking a long time because it takes a long time for a garden to grow. So he's sitting there and he's waiting, and he'll wait patiently. You know, he'll wait as long as he needs to wait for it to grow, and it just takes a long time. And so what I see with that is, like, basically, it's kind of like saying don't be sitting there waiting for something to happen in your life, because you can sit there and you can wait and you can literally just do that and like it won't change. You have to change it. You have to take action and do something to change it. And so if you felt stuck in the relationship with him and like you've been doing all the work or most of the work, like this person here this person here feels trapped. This person here feels like they've been doing all the work themselves and it's a heavy load that they're carrying on their own. So whether it's them feeling that or you, I kind of feel like it's both of you guys feeling that way. but like not communicating that to each other, you know, like you feel like you're doing most of the work, they feel like they have all this pressure on them and they're doing all the heavy lifting, and you guys just aren't communicating with each other. You're feeling stuck. The thing that's cool about the Eight of Swords though is that you're really not stuck. I mean, she has these swords around her and her hands tied and she has a blindfold on. But what's cool is that her ankles aren't tied. So really the thing about this card is it's swords. So it's mental energy. This is all in your head basically. You can walk away. It just feels like you're stuck. So what's cool though is that you aren't really stuck. It's just in your mind. And so that's something to take note of. That's something to remember when you start to feel that way. If you're not feeling like that at all already, then just know that when that starts to feel that way, you're really not stuck. You just really literally have to walk away. And it's just a choice you make, and it's just a mental kind of decision you make, you know, and whether that be, you know, hard, it's probably difficult because obviously you're feeling very stuck, like you can't make a move, but you can, it just feels like you can't. And so that's a very real feeling, but it's all in your head. It's really just in your head. So, basically it's just saying, like, if you don't make a change with this person, like if you want to be with this Leo, you want to make it work, then you have to start having boundaries. You have to start like saying what you want and expect, you know, you have to start communicating with them. You have to start like engaging with this person and letting them know, like, if you want to be with me, if I want to be with you, like, let's just fucking talk like adults, you know, like this is not being discussed. You can sit there and you can wait and you can wonder, but really, like, you got to just fucking put it out there and see if they can respond in a way that makes you feel loved and valued. I mean, and if you can't, then maybe, you know, you can consider couples therapy if you really want to get into it. But if not, and you just want to call it, you know, quits, then you can go ahead and do that too. But I mean, there definitely are solutions that you could try. So one of them though is not to wait and see if it gets better and just wait and not take action. You know, you kind of have to, if you have to be the initiator, then you have to be the initiator, but don't just sit there and like hope that he doesn't see other people and hope that he like gets better and starts being there for you and starts making you feel loved. You know, it's like you need to like kind of speak up a little bit about what you're needing and wanting. And if he's not able to, you know, offer you that, then you kind of decide what you do from there, you know? But it kind of needs to be discussed at this point. It's kind of like needed to be discussed for a while now. And if he won't talk to you about it, then that's your answer, you know? He's not willing to engage with you, then you decide what you do from then on, you know? Like, you don't need to wait around for people to make their decision. It's kind of like they know what they want or they don't. And do you have time to wait for that? I mean, it's really up to you, but I would say it's kind of a waste of time to wait any longer and try to decide these things. Like, be real, you know? So let's see. Let's go with the Capricorn. What do we need to know about them for the next year? What does she need to know for her highest good in order to help her to make this decision between these people who she should be spending her time with, if any of them at all? Which I don't think really any of them are worth your time, but let's see. Except maybe the Leo, you know, the one that you have kids with. If you're able to work that out, then obviously that would be like probably the ideal one, since you guys already have this whole family together. You would hope that, you know, or I would hope that you guys can make that work. Maybe get some couples therapy if you're into that. But, you know, because why not? You know, why not try to repair that relationship because you have kids and everything. And you're still wanting it, you know, you're still wanting it. You're not completely over it, so. Let's see. What about this Capricorn? A lot of times it's just communication that people are not good at. I mean, I can relate, you know? It's like you can hit it off really well, but if your communication's off, it's like so many problems could just start happening, so. So tell me about this Capricorn person. What does she need to know for her highest good in order to make this decision within the next year? Okay. Alright, so we have Knight of Cups, but 10 of Cups too. So it's kind of like saying that it would be, like, they might offer you some kind of connection, but it would be something that's like, you're doing all the work, or you're just feeling a lot of pressure on your own back, like you're doing all the work in some way. Maybe you're just the one trying to initiate every date, or like bring you guys together, and he's like focused on work or whatever Capricorns do. But, you know, it's just like he'll offer you something, but it will still be like they're not there for you. Like you were saying earlier, like they're, you know, the Leo person, you were saying like they just aren't going to be able to be there for you in the way you need. And with this Capricorn person, it kind of seems like it's going that way too. Like you feeling like this, that's definitely not someone being there for you like you need. That's you feeling like you have to do everything yourself and like you're just taking on so much. And you already have children, so it's like nobody wants to just be taking on another child who's an adult, you know? So let's see what else. A lot of stress, a lot of, you know, keeping yourself up at night, just stressed and worried and just kind of like feeling like a failure, feeling like you just don't know where you've gone wrong. And I don't want you to feel like that. That's not, you don't need to feel like that, you know? That's not something that seems worth it to me, because you're going to end up blaming yourself for this. See the people that are pointing, like the little ghosts or whatever they are in the background? It's kind of like that self-talk that's so negative and that's so just like, what have you done? You always screw this up, you know? Ugh, I don't want to see you go through that. I don't want you to put yourself through that, you know? Okay, one more for this Capricorn person, then we'll go to this Sag person. And yeah, remember last time we talked about the September thing. I think it's gonna happen, but it will be like a fun, really fun time, and then it's gonna be like, the sad part about it is that it's over like right when it begins, you know, basically like it comes in so quick and ends so quick, and like they just leave again and you're kind of like, that was really great, but like it's over now, and you're kind of wondering like, what is it going to be from here, you know? So it's kind of like upsetting a little bit, even though it was really a great time, but it's kind of like happened too quick, you know? So who knows where that's going. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere solid though. But let's see one more about this Capricorn. Well, two more. Okay, well, it doesn't seem like, it seems like it will be something that's like, you know, you'll still be able to stand on your own 2 feet here. Because the Nine of Pentacles is a woman who's, you know, she has her shit together, she has her pentacles, and she has this garden she's tending to. So it's like she's also nurturing, like she's not just a greedy person who has her shit together, she's like able to like give to others and help things to live, you know, like this garden. So, then the Ace of Swords. So it's kind of like taking the sword in your own life. I feel like even though this happens with this Capricorn, you'll still be very self-sufficient and it won't totally knock you on your ass. Like if anything, it'll make you even more ambitious and more able to see that you need to like take the sword in your own life. So hopefully that's what happens. You'll definitely have the opportunity to take the sword and have more authority in your own life. Like you'll be seeing these things like kind of take shape and you'll be able to take that opportunity. But remember about opportunities, they can be passed, you know, you can miss opportunities. So if you don't choose to take that opportunity when it presents itself, you can miss it. But it seems like this will be a situation with the Capricorn. I don't know if it's because it kind of just lights a fire under your ass, or you just kind of see it differently after somebody is doing this again and you're just going through the same thing again and you just start to see like, yeah, I need to stop doing this. I mean, that's what I'm hoping happens, but it seems like, you know, whatever happens, it's gonna kind of like become, you're gonna realize like, what am I doing? Like I need to just like do my thing and like start living by myself, you know, like living and doing my own shit. Like it seems like it's gonna kind of give you some ambition to take more authority in your life. So that's kind of a good thing. But I don't really see that it will be with them alongside you. You know, it's kind of like a thing that you go through this like depressed mode or like this like stressed mode, and then you're kind of like, wait, what am I doing? And like you see like, no, I need to like get myself out of this and kind of just do my thing and start grinding and start, you know, maybe even being just single, you know? But it seems like it kind of helps you to see that you're worth a little bit, you know? But I don't see it happening with them really. It kind of seems like the stress and the worry that you have being in that relationship kind of makes you feel like, okay, I don't really need to be in this relationship anymore. I could just be single. So, and doing a lot better. So let's see about this Sag, and then we'll move forward. Tell me about this Sag. What does she need to know for the next year? For her highest good, that would help her to understand who she should choose. If any of these people at all, what would be the best decision? What do we need to know about the Sag? The Devil. Okay. Something, like you said, you feel drawn to him, right? You said you feel drawn and you don't know why. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, you can see it a lot easier, but in this deck, you can't really see, it doesn't really show it the same, but usually these two right here, this woman down here and this man right here, they're usually like chained to the devil, like literally like chains, and he's up there and they're just like chained him. And so basically it's saying like you feel chained, you feel tight, like there's just, you can't just, you can't just brush it off. It's not something you just forget and get over. No, it's you feel, like there's an urge, like there's this pull to the person, like you're kind of like feeling this urge to just be connected to them. So that makes sense. That's what you were saying before. So, but it's kind of like this toxic urge, it's not really a healthy thing. It's kind of like something that you feel like you can't really control, and that does not feel good, The Empress. Pregnancy? Okay. If that's possible for you, be careful, because Empress could mean pregnancy, but it could also just mean like a new beginning, a new start. You got the birth of some kind of, I don't know, adventure, I guess. Just something new, like you guys having this fresh start. But let's see. What's the Empress and the Devil here for Sag? Okay, well, there is a lot of love here. And remember, aces are opportunities, so it is an opportunity. There's the opportunity for you guys to give each other love, but why would the Devil be here with that? It's kind of like, yeah, there's an opportunity, but I just don't know. Tell me why the Devil's here with the Sagittarius person. I know. I know. King of Swords. So very honest, straightforward. Five of Swords? You remember what I said about the Five of Swords, right? It's really not a good dude. It's really a person who's like, well, let's see why this is here, but it's a person who's wanting to win at all costs. Like not being fair, not playing fair, not even picking on someone their own size, like picking on anyone. Wanting fear or respect. Either one will do, but I'm gonna be something. Someone, you're gonna notice me, and I'm important, and I'm gonna have an effect, and you're gonna respect me or you're gonna fear me, basically is what that person's about, the Five of Swords. It's this energy of somebody wanting to win. So maybe they get a little bit controlling or something once you enter into this relationship with them, because there's the Ace of Cups and then there's the King of Swords, which is a person who's very, like, not very emotional in communication. It's just kind of like, nope, this is what it is. Facts. You know what I mean? Fact, fact, fact. That's what it is. Sorry if you don't like it, but that's what it is. Literally, it's what it is. And they just, they're just speaking very, like, rational, just very, like, serious, just very, like, this is what it is. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you because that's what the fact of it is, and it's just very unemotional. It kind of seems a little bit, like, impersonal. Fear. Okay, so I see this in two different ways. The person, you start dating them, and this person becomes a little bit controlling, a little bit like, look, things are like this, and if you don't do this, then it's going to be like this. It's kind of uncomfortable, and it's like they're not taking no for an answer. So they're kind of like controlling, they're wanting things their way, and they're not really compromising about that. It's like my way or the highway. Makes sense for a Sag. So, and the fear here that I'm seeing, the anxiety and the fear, it could be from you, obviously, having the fear because they're kind of like controlling, but also it's them having the fear and the anxiety because they're insecure, and that's why people are controlling, because they want the control over, and you're gonna, they know that, I mean, sometimes people are just power hungry, but, and they're not insecure, but I mean, really, it's not a secure thing, to want control over a person, not to be able to let them be free and to just trust that we have love for each other, you're not going to leave me, or even if you do, it's okay, like that just wasn't meant to be, whatever it is. That's their fear too. They start to have this fear when they get closer to you, and it's kind of like they start to fear that you're going to leave, or that you're going to cheat, or that you're going to do something that they can't trust. So they have to have all this control. Either way, as we already kind of said from the beginning, I don't think any of them are really the person for you. But, with that information, do what you will with it, and we can look into this again later. But I'm going to move on for now. Hopefully you got some information from that. That was helpful. But yeah, to me, I just don't think really any of them are good options, really. I mean, you kind of already know that, but you're going to like give it another try, and it's like, why even do that, you know? You have a lot to lose from this. And you're so vulnerable right now that it's like, why even put yourself out there like that? I just think you should probably try to not do that. You don't need that. All you need is your kids right now. You know, show them that you can be stable, that you don't need a guy to like treat you bad and for you to feel better. You know what I mean? Because you don't. You don't. Maybe you should get some therapy too. I just recently started. It's a good idea. You know, it really is. So, look into that. Maybe that could help you a little bit. Seriously, I'm not being a dick saying that. I'm not trying to be like a bitch. I'm serious. Like, it could be a good idea. Okay. Donated on PayPal. Let me go ahead and check that for you, Disha. Okay. Disha, got you. Okay. Hi, Infinity. I haven't seen you in a long ass time. How are you? Okay, yes, Disha, I see your donation. I did see that. And thank you. Go ahead and post your question whenever you're ready. Okay. Okay. What are Ame's true current feelings for me? What does the future hold for us? Okay. Great question. Let's see. So what are his feelings for you or her? Him or her? Ah! Drop some cards here. What's new, right? Okay, let's see. So what are your current feelings for you? Okay. Something exciting, something, oh, cool. Yeah. All right. So it's fun, it's exciting, it's adventurous, it's new, it's happy. It's like what's going to happen here? It's kind of just like blind faith, you know, blind love, like, you know, love is blind kind of thing. It's like I'm not even worried, like this is so fun and great, like I'm not even thinking about tomorrow. And then what do you know? But you know, okay, first of all, they feel this connection with you. And the Fool is saying, like, yeah, it feels like something new and exciting, but you see how he's about to jump off the cliff right here? And his dog is like, bro, what? Sorry. His dog's like, bro, what are you doing? He's just like, la da da. He doesn't even see the cliff here. He's just about to jump right off of it. He doesn't even see it. And that's the whole love is blind thing. That whole, like, blind, like, just, this is something new and exciting, and I'm not even going to think or worry about what could happen, or tomorrow, or anything. Like, I'm happy to be here, and that's all. It's as far as I'm thinking about it. And, you know, I feel a deep connection with you. Like, we click, we see each other eye to eye. Things are very connected, and I see you as my equal. Like, we just get each other. Things are very, very connected. And, like, we just click. We really click. But then something happens. Who knows why this happens? There's disappointment because somebody kind of puts, you know, someone adds distance or puts a stop to things. They kind of take a break for a while. It could be because of something personal or because they're not feeling it anymore. They just feel like maybe they get scared because you get really close and they're kind of worried about that. I mean, whatever the situation is, somebody is like kind of putting something to rest here. They're kind of temporarily, I mean, this isn't like a permanent split necessarily. Could be, but not necessarily at first. With the Four of Swords, usually I think of it as a break that could rekindle. It's not like a permanent split, although it sometimes turns into that. But at first here we just see somebody kind of like taking some distance, right? Taking a break probably. And then, you know, obviously there's a lot of disappointment because of that. Someone's seeing the negative, they're not seeing the positive. You know, because there doesn't seem like there is any. It's like, hello, I'm really into you, what are you doing? And so, and then someone's being very, like, defensive about it, thinking people are against them, thinking, you know, people are out to get them, or that, you know, they don't have their best interest at heart. Like, it's kind of like a paranoia in a way, because it's like, you know, this guy is on this hill, and he's throwing all these wands down, and he's like, he's winning. You know, these are all his wands, so, but he feels like people are against him, and really, like, no one is against him. It's just something personal. I feel like maybe that's why there's this break or this distance. And so let's see what happens with this, where this goes. Like how this plays out. Will this ruin it, or will this change things? Someone's very defensive about it, you know? That was our breakup, no contact phase, which is still there on purpose. Someone's very defensive about it and kind of like blowing up in a way, like kind of like, you know, thinking like just very defensive about everything. And it's like, it seems a bit unnecessary to be that defensive about it, but I'm not trying to say like what you're doing, you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying, you know, it's a little excessive. And let's see what this does to the situation. Okay. We have Aries, we have Leo. I don't know if Aries or Leo are involved in the situation, but those are the cards we're getting. And I would definitely say that there's a fire sign involved. If not, I'm very surprised. If not, then there could be fire in your guys' charts. And if not, then we're not talking about people here. We're talking about energies or characteristics, I guess you could say. So, but this is Aries, Leo, and fire. King of Fire. That's like the King of Wands. That's like fire signs, you know. I would be very surprised if there's not a fire sign involved in this. If there's not, though, then what we're talking about here is energies between these, you know, signs. And what that would mean would be somebody who's very responsible and kind of taking authority, maybe even a bit like domineering. And then strength. It's like somebody has to just be strong and take action here. So somebody's going to have to end up doing what is best for them and not being in control by somebody else or waiting around for somebody to make a move for them. I feel like, and this could be going for both of you, you're a Sag rising. He's defensive, resisting communication, not ready to face his own truth. The defensiveness, right? So here it's probably talking about you then. It's saying you're going to have to do, and it's funny because Sag is the only one that isn't here out of the fire signs. You know, like there's Aries and Leo, but there's no Sag here. But it's basically saying somebody's going to have to take authority, and someone's going to have to say, like, look, this is what I'm going to do now. Like, just taking control of your own life, basically. Just kind of like not waiting around anymore. Not waiting for, like, to see what's going to happen or what they're going to do, but just being like, okay, I'm not going to wait anymore. This is what I'm going to do. So if you want to come along, just like an Aries, if you want to come along for the ride, go ahead, you can come. But if not, then I'll see you whenever, you know, maybe I never will again. I mean, but I'm doing this right now. So if you want to come along, then you can, but I'm not going to follow you. You're going to either follow me because I already know what I'm doing. I already know where I'm going. So that's kind of what you're doing. You're taking authority and just saying, like, look, okay, well, this is how I want my life to go. So this is what I'm going to do now. If you don't want to talk to me, you want to resist the communication, that's on, you know, that's the answer I needed, and that's all I need to know. So if you want to regret that later, that's going to be on you, you know, because right now I'm saying, let's talk about this. Let's do something about this. You don't want to do that? Well, then I'm going to move on, or I'm going to go this way. You know, I'm just going to kind of go, and you're going to be left here. So sorry. You know, it's like you're just kind of like, and it's not easy, you know, like it requires the strength there, you know, it requires strength, and it requires you to have this ambition, this fierce ambition to just be like doing your own thing and taking your own, you know, taking a leap into your own kind of authority, you know, like don't be waiting around for the person. I feel like you said I've decided to move on completely. Yeah, yesterday I warned him not to treat me in any disconcerting way, and now I'm done with this. Well, there you go. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's like you're just kind of, you're like, I'm gonna go my way, and if you don't want to come this way, that's really on you, because this is what I'm doing. So, sounds like you've already done that. Interesting. See, the thing about it is that, what's interesting is that you're still asking that. And I'm saying that because with the cards I just pulled, it's saying basically it's in your hands. Like you're just kind of deciding to do what you want to do. And you're not waiting around anymore for like what they want or what they're trying to say or what they're trying to do, or, you know, you're not like waiting anymore. You're kind of like, this is where I'm going. Like you already know where you're going. So that whole thing will probably wear off soon. You know, your questions about what they're doing, because I don't really see you waiting around for them, even if they're going to do something about it. It's kind of like you've decided like, okay, I'm off, and if you want to come, you can come. But it seems like it's really up to you at this point. For you asking that, like, is it over at this point? I really feel like it's up to you. You know, if you want to invite them back into your life, you can. And if you don't want to, then you won't, you know. But really, if it's over, that'll be because you decided it's over, or because you decided that it's not, you know. So it's really up to you at this point. It's really kind of you taking authority over your own life. And whatever actions you take, you're going to be already on your own shit. And if you decide you want them back in your life, that's going to be like what you decide to do. But for now, it seems like you're not waiting around anymore. And you're not like, you're kind of just, you know, moving in a certain direction. You know exactly what direction that is, and you're not worried about it. You know, even if you are inside, like your actions are speaking that you're just kind of, you're going this way. If they want to come, they can. If not, you're still going that way. You know what I mean? So it's really up to you at this point. It kind of seems like you already are healed, but I get what you mean. It's kind of like, maybe it seems that way now, but maybe it's not so much. So let's see what's going on with you in the near future. I want to say yes, you know, I want to say, of course, you'll be able to heal from this, but I mean, let's see what you would need to do. Right, exactly. And that's a good decision, you know, you can't be like waiting around for people. I mean, you only have one life to live, right? That's how I look at it. Like, don't be the Seven of Pentacles, which is like waiting around for things to happen. Don't wait for things to happen. You know what I mean? Make them happen. And if you can't make them happen with that person, then you can't, you know? Okay, let's see. What does healing need for you in the next year? What does your next year look like? Or this next year, what does the rest of the year look like for you? That's the Aquarius card, but if we're not talking about an Aquarius, we're talking about hope and faith. So you need to have it in yourself, you know? The Strength card came out for a reason, and that's because it's going to take strength to get through whatever you're going through. You know, this and other things. But, you know, of course we're talking about this situation. It's going to take strength, but, you know, just everything in general is going to take a lot of strength. You know, you taking authority over your own life and taking charge is going to take a lot of strength, especially for you to stay on that mode. It's going to take a lot of strength, but you can do it. And that's what you need to know, is that you need to have faith in yourself. You know, if you lose that faith, you know, that's kind of where problems set in. You can't be doing that. But I don't see you doing that. You know, it's pretty much just a confirmation to you, like, there's hope and there's a lot of opportunity here. Like, have faith in yourself. Know that you can get through this. Know that you can do what you need to do. Like, just believe, basically. That's like a reminder. But it's a very positive card. Decided to throw away people who cannot respect me and cannot respect my emotions. It's better. They're out of my life. Cannot allow them anymore to disturb my peaceful life. Exactly. Glad you said that. Exactly. So it seems like you already kind of believe in yourself. That's good. And, you know, there's going to be times when you don't. But you just have to keep, not just keep going without thinking about these things. Like, definitely feel your feelings and don't, like, avoid that. But, like, you know, you have a lot of strength. You have a lot of hope here. So don't forget that. So much hope. So much potential. You know, like, there's a lot going for you if you could just see that, you know? Sometimes you probably won't be able to, and that's kind of just what that card's saying, is, like, don't forget that, you know? Keep your head up and keep your head, you know, keep your eye on the positive. Like, don't forget your strength. At all. Ever. But it seems like you're off to a good start. It seems like you're off to a good start. Like, you're kind of, you know, already headed in that direction. Okay. You can go ahead and do that. I mean, it's up to you. I'm going to add these other people to the list really quick, and we'll do one from them. But if you do decide to do that, then it'll just be after this reading I do for someone on this list, okay? Because I want to get some people on here, too. Pearl, Muskan. If you're here right now and you still wanted a reading, let me know. Right now, just kind of say, here, can you add me, or whatever you need to say, whatever you want to say in the chat box, just so I know, like, whoever is here right now. I don't want to add, like, everybody and then be, like, spinning and these people aren't here. Just let me know right now, like, if you want to be part of this wheel. Megan. Indra. I got you, Pearl. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys the list. Let me know if you don't see your name on this list. Let me know, and I'll add you. It's like too bright for you, huh? Can you see that? I don't know if you could see that. I hope you can. I don't know if you can see that, but if you can, You can't see it, huh? Okay, well, I'll read them off. I have Kritika, Natalie, Tawny, Fantasy Lover, Christoph, Lee, Maggie, Magic Fairy, T. Wilmore, Taurus Beauty, Taylor Washington, Kiss JG, Rid D, Muskan Pearl. Did I say Pearl twice? No. Okay, Pearl, Tiny Hearts, Megan, Indra, and Azalea. Okay, and then Cat111. There are donations, and of course donations will get, priority, but for right now, like just this moment right now, I do have a donation from Disha that I'll be doing after this, but I do want to get one of you guys on this list answered so that, we can get some of you guys answered. So, let's just spin the wheel and see who's called, and we'll do that reading, and then we'll go ahead and do Disha. Okay. Taurus Beauty, are you here still? Is Taurus Beauty still here? We'll give them 30 seconds to get with us and then see if they're here. Be right back. Let's see. Nope. She's not here, so I guess we'll just go ahead and add 3. SREE. I'll add you to the wheel here, and then we will spin again. Aw, thanks, Megan. Thank you. Glad to have you. Okay. Alright, so let's spin again. Yeah, I added you to the wheel. No worries, Cat. I added you. Alright. It says Magic Fairy. Magic Fairy. I don't know if they're still here either, but we'll give them 30 as well. See, this is going to happen a couple times because some people from before probably aren't going to be here right now, but we'll just do this a couple more times and see. Just give them a chance to get here, So I'll be right back. Let's see. Magic Fairy, you're here. May I have a general love reading? Yes. Okay, let me use a different deck though. And you guys, if you're interested in which decks I'm using today, all of them are linked in the description below. So, and they're all labeled. So this is the, well, this one that I was using earlier, the pink, it's the Ethereal Visions Tarot. The one that's like shiny, gold shiny. This one is the, actually I don't have this one linked, but the Rider-Waite, it's, you know, Ten of Swords, it's the basic one, and there's one of them linked down there. So this one is also Rider-Waite, but it's actually a lot cooler because it's very vivid and it has, you know, it's borderless. This one is the, oh my god, I don't have this one linked either, I don't think. No, wait, yeah, I do. Radiant, yeah, the Radiant, no. No, this one is the, oh, Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. I don't think I have this one linked. I may have it linked, but I don't think I do. But it's beautiful. I'll have to do that. Wow. Not sure if I have it linked, actually. I should, but I might not. I might not. Oops. But this is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. This one's actually really beautiful. I love it. Vivid ass pictures. It's like deep, it's dark. So, let's see. General love reading for Magic Fairy. Glitter Goblin. Nice name. Okay. Okay. You guys, if you can too, can you go ahead and like the video, because that would help out a lot. YouTube just kind of sees that people are engaging and they're like, okay, we'll send this to other people to see, you know? Kind of gets it spread out there a little better. Thank you for doing that, please. Thank you. And if you haven't already, subscribed to the channel if you feel so inclined. So let's see, Magic Fairy. What's happening in love for you? Wow, you're oh. Okay. Alright, so we have some situation going on here. It's like you're making a decision. Like, you are doing that. It's like no more thinking. You're making a decision now. And either you're gonna be fucking someone over, or you did, but I feel like more it's you're making a decision after kind of being betrayed by somebody, or feeling like you were betrayed. You know, just feeling like that betrayal of trust. Like, you cannot trust the person anymore. They kind of like did something to where you're like, you know, like you feel screwed over. Even if it's not completely screwed over, you just feel like there is that disconnect now. Like, you can't really go back to what it was before because of that. So, you know, this is you making that decision because of this feeling of just being kind of like screwed over. And I feel like it kind of leads you into a position of like you feel kind of trapped and you feel kind of angry and bitter about it. But like you're also able to take a new kind of path in life. Like, you're able to like kind of like get away from that. But what worries me is that you're kind of like taking on this whole energy of like, you know, like after this happens, it's like you're taking on this, you feel trapped, and then you're like, I'm not going to feel trapped anymore. You said just started talking to someone again who's been blocked for months, and he did hurt me. So it's like you're taking this whole stance of like, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Like, you felt stuck, but then you're like, okay, I'm not going to feel stuck anymore. I'm kind of just going to like do something else and, you know, feel new, have something that's like exciting, and, you know, do something fun, you know, and adventurous. And I guess we could be talking about the new start with this person, but it kind of leads you into this place, this energy of like, you're taking no shit. Actually, that's how I'm seeing that. Because the Five of Swords is really kind of a negative energy. Like, it's a person who's, like, going to win at all costs. Doesn't even matter. Like, it's really kind of like a negative, disgusting energy. But for your situation, actually, it kind of seems like maybe this is what you need to deal with this person. If you're even going to be dealing with a person like this, right? It's kind of what you need to keep yourself on top and to keep yourself protected. You know, you're like, I'm not gonna, you know, like, if I'm gonna deal with you, it's like, you're gonna fucking do what I want or do what I say, or it's like, no, you know, like, you're not taking any shit. So in a way, I kind of feel like it's a good thing. Like, for the first time, the only time I'm saying this about the Five of Swords, it's kind of a good thing for you. It's like, if you're going to deal with a person who you feel like betrayed you and you don't want to be vulnerable and get hurt by them again, it's kind of like the stance that you would need to take is like the stance of like, I don't care. Like, I will just X you out if I need to, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be fucked over by you again. Like, I'm letting you into my life, like, not the other way around. So you're kind of like taking the stance of like, but it's kind of like, you know, if you're going to be with this person in a love relationship, I feel like at this point to you, it's more like a competition. Like, you're like, oh, okay, you want to be in my life. So guess what? Guess how it's going to work. You know, it's kind of like, is it even about love or like anymore with the person? Like, it kind of seems like you're just like, I'm gonna win this time, you know? Like, I'm not gonna be fucked over again. I will show this person that I will not be fucked over again. Like, I will be on top. I will win, you know? So, shit, if that's what you need to do. But I feel like you could have a more fulfilling relationship with somebody else, you know? It kind of seems like at this point you're just like, you know, you didn't beat me. You didn't win. You didn't win, because I'm gonna win this time. So, I mean, well, in that regard, at least you're not gonna be fucked over again, because you're like, I'll fuck him over first if he even thinks, you know, maybe that's gonna put him in his place. That's funny. I've never seen it like that. Oh, wow. So it's like kind of karmic in a way. Like, you didn't know things about yourself. They kind of were there for that reason. So maybe it's better to cut, you know, like, cut ties with them and just like learn what you've learned from them, because you know kind of already what the purpose of that was. It kind of seems like you're drawing it out longer than it needs to, like, just for the sake of being like, I told you, or like, you know, well, guess who loses now, guess who feels, you know, like, you're just kind of like, but in a way I feel like that's kind of causing more karma, you know what I mean? Like, if you do continue it on any longer in this energy of like, I'm gonna win, it's kind of like, if you feel like the person was there and you learn something from it, or like you really kind of learning about yourself, that's a big thing. Like, maybe it's best to not continue that, because it kind of seems like it would be causing more karma. Like, you're able to kind of like put some karma away now because you're able to learn certain lessons, but then if you kind of let it back in and just want to, like, you know, dominate it, it kind of seems like you're asking for more karma in later incarnations, you know? Just saying. That's kind of interesting. That's just what I felt about that. I felt like I needed to say that, because it might be best to just kind of, you know, cut your losses and take what you can from it. At least you're learning about yourself, you know? You can thank them for that and just be like, you know, you're a dick. Like, I'm just gonna head out because I don't really need you in my life. But, you know, it's up to you. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. I'm just saying. Well, good for you, though, to be on, you know? Like, I'm not gonna lose this time. I don't think many people can do that, you know? Like, especially they felt some type, you know, they felt feelings for the person. It's like, usually that's not, you know, seem very strong. Which is good, which is cool. I'm glad. You know, I want to see you in the other position of, like, feeling defeated. Because that sucks. And, you know, that happens a lot. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead, Disha. You can post your question now. I'm ready for you. I'm ready. That's cool, though. I'm glad you're, like, able to, at least be in that position, you know, the feeling like you're, like, able to, like, be okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Glad to have you here. I see you're new. Thanks for coming. Come again next time. Okay. Okay, what's next coming in your life? What's next coming in your love life, or in your life in general, just all together? What are we talking about here? Just sit tight. Just be patient, please. I see you. This is how we kind of do it around here, though. We see the wheel. We do the wheel. The wheel picks, because I'm not picking. I'm not picking. I'm not doing favorites. Disha, let me know, is this your love life, or is this in general just everything all together? I guess I'm just going to do all together, because that will kind of cover everything. So let's see. Disha, what is coming? Or what's next in her life? Where is she headed? What direction is she going? What do we need to know about that direction? What does she need to keep in mind? And what is, what kind of information would you like her to know for her highest good? Okay, there's some indecisiveness. There's some uncertainty, but that's cool because the Hermit, which is great. Perfect. Perfect for a time when you're just not sure. I mean, this is the Virgo card, but it's also, I feel like for you, it's mostly talking about what the Hermit is, and that's time to yourself. It's self-reflection time. It's time to kind of just be by yourself, no outside influences. Just take that time, however long it is. A day, a month, a week, whatever it is. Couple days, just take that time to yourself. Figure out, like, what am I doing? What do I want to be doing? Just self-reflect and try to understand, like, what you're really trying to do, where you're trying to go, like, if that's achievable, and what you would need to do to get there. Like, it's kind of just like, because a lot of people really don't do that. Like, you'd think, okay, that's a no-brainer. But no, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, they just go, 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 go. They don't ever sit there and, like, think about these things for, like, days. They just kind of, like, they want to, like, impress other, or, do what other people expect of them, or what's always been expected of them, but they don't even really know what they want, or how, if they can achieve that, like what they would need to do to achieve that. So you're feeling very like, what are my priorities? Like, this one is just as important as the other, so I mean, I don't really know which one to choose. This could be two ways of life, like two paths you're trying to go on, and you just don't know which one, or like what things you have to leave behind, which things you have to like sacrifice to move forward in this direction you're trying to go. You're just like kind of unsure about a lot of things, and which makes sense for the situation that you're going through now. But you're your best guide. So I think doing this hermit mode situation will really help you a lot. Try to take some time to yourself and really try to think about what it is that you want to do, what you've always wanted to do, maybe something you've maybe you've never been able to do up until now, when you have the authority to do whatever you want. So this is your life. You got to do what you really want to do. What speaks to you, what comes to you in this time of hermit mode when you're doing this. What kinds of ideas come to your mind? Maybe you should journal about it. That would be a good idea. And like, don't be asking other people if it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, this is for you to reflect on your own life and your own wants and needs, and for you to try to figure it out. Like, what's best for you? Like, what do you think is best for you? That's what's important. So, okay. All right. So, this is one of the reasons why the Seven of Pentacles is a card I don't like. Because it's basically saying, like, it's usually talking about somebody who's waiting for this garden to grow. See how beautiful these cards are? They're waiting for this garden to grow. Here, I'm going to take your question off here just so you can see the cards better. They're waiting for this garden to grow, and it's like, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a long time. But they're sitting there, they're waiting, and they're literally just waiting for it to grow. It takes a lot of patience, but they're doing it, and they're going to do that. And so, but to me, whenever I see that, it's like somebody waiting for life to happen. Like I'm waiting for this person to do this so I can know if I want to do this, waiting for them to do that so I can do this, or just like waiting for like something to fall into your lap and just waiting for something to happen. When it's like, that's not how it works. You have to make it happen. This is your life. You can't wait around for something to happen. It might happen if you wait, but it might not. And a lot of times it won't. So, I mean, you kind of have to like take action. It's not about waiting for something to, you know what I mean? Like that's a waste of time. That's how I usually see that card. And because of that waste of time, the Tower comes out. It looks scary, and it kind of is. But here's the thing. Tower, it really just kind of equals change. Drastic change. Everything around you changing. But it's because you couldn't make certain changes. Like, these little changes along the way. Like, these little, like, sparks of, like, you should change this. Okay, go in that direction. And we're just like, nah. Resisting all this change because we don't like change. Most people, anyway, don't like change. So they just don't change. And they don't like to change. They don't want to change. So they resist it. They don't change. And then the Tower's like, okay, I guess I'm just going to do it for you. And in every aspect of your life, because you're not doing it. So now everything needs to just like explode and change so you can start, you know, fresh. So you can start new and transform in every area of life, basically. And so it's kind of like, yeah, and then things kind of start moving again. But it's, okay, it's not going to necessarily be unpleasant, but usually for most people it is a little bit unpleasant because, I mean, if you really hate change, it's going to be unpleasant for you. If you can accept change and you like change even, it won't be as unpleasant. But here's the thing when the Tower comes out. Any changes that try to take place now, from now, as you move forward into this year, don't resist any changes. Any changes that are trying to take place, anything that comes into your life and tries to like leave your life or tries to like transform something, just let it happen. Don't try to like put your foot in there. Don't try to like stop it or like get your own way. No, just let things be. Do what you're going to do, but just let things be. Don't try to like force any or stop. And another thing, don't try to force anything. Like if you've been trying to push for something for a long time and it's just not happening, just stop doing that. You know what I mean? Stop. Just stop trying to force it because it's not going to happen. And it's going to be a lot harder for you to face all these changes. It's going to be a lot more unpleasant for you because you're like not willing to like just let it happen. So just let it happen. Whatever happens, just flow. Just try to flow because it'll be a lot less unpleasant. Like just accept the things that are happening. Like the things that you can't control. I mean, other people doing things, other people's actions, those things that we can't control. Don't try to control them because we can't. And it'll make it a lot harder for you to accept that it's not going to happen and that it's changing. You know, that's why the Tower's hard for people. But other than that, you'll have a new start and it'll be all your own. But it's just accepting that will get you there quicker and with less trouble, with less, you know, with less difficulty. It's acai. You guys know what acai is? It's amazing. It's a fruit. And they blend it up and they make these little bowls and put like fruit on top of it and like coconut. Oh my god, it's so good. Almond butter. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. You just have to try it. If you don't know about acai, I feel bad for you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. The place I go is called Brazilian acai bowls. So yeah, definitely Brazilian. But it would be without the name, but it's just funny that you said that. Oh god, yeah. It's so good. It's like the best thing in the world right now for me. Hi, Crazy Tempest. I'm good. How are you? Oh yeah. It's like my favorite thing right now. Okay, so let's see. Let's get some more names on this list here. Crazy. No problem, of course. Thanks, Tisha, for the donations. I really do appreciate it. I hope you got some good information from that. And good luck to you. You know, it's really just about owning that tower, you know? Just being like, yep, it's changing and it's a good thing, you know? It's like, it's good. It's positive. Just remember it's positive. Change is good. Change has to happen, you know? Sometimes it's difficult, but it's really, in this situation, for the better. Okay, I think we got everyone that's new. All right. We have 13 people here, and I have 22 people on this list, so I know not everyone is here. But let's see. Is Lose Love still here? Okay, I'll see you in 30 seconds. Let's see if they're here. Right on, she is here. Okay, let's see here. Oh, shoot. Okay, just give me one. I will add you to the list, Ebony. Let's see. Ebony Jones. To the wheel. Good night. Good night, Tawny. Good night, Kat. I will remove you from the list. Sorry to see you go. Hopefully we see you next time, okay? Alright. Let's see. Thanks for letting me know, by the way. That's very helpful. Oh, you don't want a reading, Crazy? Crazy? Crazy Tempest? Are you sure? I'll remove you. Okay. So career reading, please, in the company that I work for. Okay. Being called to use your better judgment. For some reason. Let's see why. Okay, it seems like your happiness is basically what's at stake here because, you know, it's saying use your better judgment, first of all. Like, use your judgment. Like, you should be judging the situation. Don't be like just, you know, don't just be like, you know, trusting everything and just going for it and not having like, I mean, be assessing the situation because your happiness here is what's at stake. I mean, and I'm saying that because we have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is about a person who's kind of hypervigilant. Like, they've been hurt in the past. It's not paranoia. Oops, because they've been hurt in the past. So you see this bandage on their head. They've been hurt in the past. And it's not like they're tripping. I mean, they have a reason to be kind of like hypervigilant and on, you know, alert. Trying to look around. Like, it's not if something's going to happen, right? It's when. When is something going to happen? And am I going to be able to protect myself? So that's where they're at. And so it's basically like you have to be on your toes because there's a situation I feel like you can't really trust. I don't know if that's talking about like you can't trust. Okay, I'll get right to you. Okay, love. Thank you. And what is the name under, by the way? Because I'm going to check that right now, but I just want to make sure it's, you know, the right person. So let me know, and I'll get to you in a second. Okay? So, yeah, it's kind of like you can't really trust the situation. And this does have to do with your happiness, like, and your families. So, I mean, it's important, you know, and I don't know if that's because they're going to let you go or if you just can't trust it because they're going to, like, do something shady. Let's see if we can kind of figure that out. What's the Nine of Swords here for? Or, I'm sorry, the Nine of Wands. And what is also the Judgment card here for? And why is the Ten of Cups here? Why is this a risk to her happiness? And what does she need to know about how to protect herself? What is she judging and why? Told you. Okay, spoke too soon. Well, actually, just right on time. Because this is a new situation for you, and it's fun and it's exciting. I don't know if you've gotten a raise or a new position, or maybe this is completely a new job for you. But it's new. Something about it is new and exciting, and it has a lot of potential. But don't let that, okay, don't let that. You see how his dog here is like, dude, what are you doing? Like, he's about to jump up right off this cliff, and he doesn't even see it. He's just so, like, in awe of whatever it is he's in awe of. And his dog's like, hello, you're gonna jump off this cliff. And he's like, whatever. You know, he's just going for it. He doesn't even see there's a cliff right there. And he just, you know, he doesn't even care. He's just so excited about whatever it is. It's a new adventure, and he's just ready for it. And it's just like, woo! He's not even paying attention to the cliff. And he's about to die, like, literally. So it's like, don't be naive and don't be, like, unaware of just because of this new exciting thing that there can't be scandalous people or scandalous situations. And I don't want you to, like, trip and worry and, like, oh, fuck, maybe this isn't a good thing. But, I mean, that's kind of what the cards are saying. It's like saying, like, don't put your guard down because there's a sneaky person around. This is the Seven of Swords, our lovely little friend. It's really not cute. I mean, it's a person who's either stealing or it's just basically someone sneaky. In this card, what we can see is this guy is stealing these swords from these knights that are, you know, they're sleeping. They're, you know, fighting in the daytime, and at nighttime they're sleeping and they're resting for the next day's combat. and he's basically just stealing these swords from their camp. You see his face too. He's just like, heh. You know, he's like, he's a sneaky little fuck, and he's basically just getting away with it. But the energy of the card is basically just saying it's a person who's sneaky, and they could be stealing from you or the company. So you know, you just gotta. It could even be blah, blah. It could even be because we're talking about your happiness at stake here and your families, like all together. Like this is very positive, very great happiness, and this is what's at stake. This is why you have to, you know, put your guard up and use your better judgment, because I feel like even somebody could be trying to take your idea or trying to take your position or trying to like take credit for something you've done. So just keep in mind, like don't get overly close with people right away. You know, stick to yourself a little bit first and just work your way up. You know, just work your way into this company. Just try to, you know, do what you need to do to keep yourself in this position, and try not to like make too close of friends with anyone. Like you can make friends and all that, but I mean like don't be like sharing too much about yourself to where somebody could twist that around and make it like don't share personal details. Like just kind of like stick to yourself, do what you need to do here, and keep it at that for now, you know, because it could be that someone's trying to take your position or something like that. But you really have to kind of like judge who you're talking to and who, you know, like be aware of these things, that there's somebody around who's basically trying to like take or steal or cut corners or, you know, get in there in a way that's not going to be helpful to you, you know. So yeah, just be careful, keep your guard up, stick to yourself, do what you need to do. That's what I would do in this situation. Okay. Karina. I'm going to check you right now. Let's see. Oops. Oops. Can you guys hear like a lot of shh in the background? Because I tried to listen to the live and it kind of sounded like loud. Like there's a lot of background noise. Okay. Karina, yes. Okay. Karina, yes. Can you hear me now? I don't know why the sound stopped. I don't remember. I don't think I stopped it. Maybe when I plugged in my thing, it stopped. I don't know. It's weird. Sorry about that. Oh, Karina. Or Love Always. Did you post already? Oh yeah, you did. Sorry about that. Okay. What is my Scorpio's guy next move toward me? Okay. Let's see. So your Scorpio person, what's their next move towards you? Can you hear me now? You can hear me, right? Technical B, I will put you on the list for the wheel. But that's kind of how we do things around here. We put everybody on a wheel, and then we spin the wheel, and then, you know, you can see if you get a chance to get a reading for free. And if you would like a reading for sure, like you're like, I don't even want to wait, I just want to get a reading now, then you can donate. Of course, it's not required, so it's up to you. Where did everybody go? Only got 3 people here right now? Everyone bounced out. They'll be back. They're always back. Just kidding. Okay. Bye, Megan. Okay. So what are your Scorpio guys' next move towards you? Okay. It looks like coming from a place of nurturing. It seems like this is like an on and off thing. It seems like they care a lot, but the thing about it is that like, and they do see a deep connection between you, but the thing is they're not committed, but they keep coming back, and but it just happens so quick. Like every time that you guys get back together, it's like, it's just, they come and then they go. And it's just, I mean, that's kind of the nature of the Knight of Wands anyway, is like, he's very passionate when he comes, and he just comes in, and he's just very much about you and about you guys being together, this relationship. And it seems so real. It seems so like they're there and they want the same things as you. Promises are made, most likely, you know, things like that. And it's like, then they're gone and you're just like, what happened? You know, and it's upsetting. But that's the nature of the Knight of Wands, is he's just very passionate when he's there and he's all about you, and then he's just gone. He's on to the next thing, you know, he's not committed. You know, he's on a mission to find whatever it is he's trying to find, and he doesn't stay in one place for very long. But then when we see the 6 of Cups here, it's nostalgia, it's memories, you know, he comes back because he keeps thinking about you. So it's like this on and off again thing, I feel like. You know, there's a lot of care and nurturing there. I don't really think there's much you can do about that. It's kind of just like, he's not a committed type. He feels a connection here. He cares. And he feels a connection. He feels you're nurturing, you know, you're caring. But someone's being left out in the cold. And it's probably you, because he is not committed to anyone. And it's just the way he is. So really, it's kind of like this on and off again, or this kind of like feeling of like him being distant and him being close. And even if it's not literally like on and off, like if you guys are still together, but you keep getting this distance, and then he'll come close and then he's distant again, like whatever this on-off energy is, it's not your fault. It's just kind of the way that he is, and there's nothing you can really do about that. So I feel like if you guys are split up right now, the next move towards you is nothing probably for a while, and then they'll come back around. But if you guys are together, the next move will probably be maybe you'll enjoy it for a little bit, then they'll be gone, then they'll come back, and then they'll be gone, and they'll come back. You know, really, it's kind of like one of those things that it's kind of like up to you how long you want to continue the situation. Like, if you put a stop to it right now, then it's done. But I guarantee if you let them have control of it, it's kind of, they'll come and they'll go. They'll come and they'll go. They'll come and they'll go. As long as you let them. And it's not really your fault. It's just kind of like, it's not like you're not good enough or something, or there's something about you. It's really just how they are, and there's really not anything you can do about that. You know? Because it kind of seems like, usually I wouldn't even say that about the Knight of Wands, but it kind of seems like they're more caring than the usual Knight of Wands character who just doesn't really do all that relationship stuff. It seems almost like they kind of like want to, but they just can't. They just can't. And it's really nothing to do with you. It's just how they are. So yeah, I mean, I guess you're not enough to make them change, but that's a lot to make somebody change that kind of way. And it's really not even that you can't make them change, it's just that vulnerability scares them. So no one can make them change because they're scared to get close. They get close and then they're like, I can't get close, you know? And it's like, even if you guys are still together and it's not like literally on and off, like you guys are like still together, it's that distance, it's that approach avoidance, you know? It's that you get close and then you get distant. And then you get close and then you get distant. And then you get close, you just can't really get through to them. You can't reach them. You can't penetrate that wall they have up. You just can't get close enough, you know? It just doesn't feel like you can really get close to them. And it's not your fault, you know? I feel like the next step is, you know, whatever stage you guys are at right now. It's the opposite stage, you know? It's like they'll just keep... And at some point, if you ever want to change it, I feel like it's going to be up to you to change it. I don't really think there's much you can do. I mean, maybe you could talk to them about it. It's not like people like that can't change. It's just that it's not like it's your fault that they're doing that. And so it's not going to be your fault that they do change, you know? It's going to be up to them either way. Like, if they want to change or get help for that, go to therapy. It's possible. They can get help. But it's going to be them needing to get that help. You know, there's nothing that you can really do to make them change. Or feel safe enough to feel vulnerable and feel safe with you, you know? They just don't feel safe when they feel vulnerable. And that's not your fault. And there's nothing you can do to change that. Like, there's nothing you personally can do to change that. And so that could be why, you know? Like, yeah, you can be there for them, you can support them through all of it, but just know that, like, you can't change them. And no matter how much love you give them, how much support you give them, they might not ever be able to change, and that's not your fault. Some people are just like that, you know? But I guarantee he does not want to be like that. Like, no one wants to be like that. Some people just don't even know that why they're like that, so they think like they just don't want to be in a relationship. But like, I feel like everyone kind of does. Some people just can't, and they have no idea why. So they just own it, like, yeah, whatever, I don't want to be with someone. But it's like, I think everyone kind of does. And some people just can't. So let's see what you can personally do to, like, this is a donation reading, so I forgot. I want to give you like a more in-depth reading. Because I was like, that we came to that answer pretty quick, but I forgot your donation reading, so I do want to, let's go a little further. Let's see, if there's anything you, like, there isn't anything you can personally do to make them change, but what can you personally do? If anything, if there's anything at all. There might not be. But if there is anything at all, what do we need to know about you know, what you can personally do to kind of help them to feel safer around you, help them to feel like it's okay to be vulnerable or whatever it is. Is there anything that you can do? And if there is, what can you do? You can wait for more information. This kind of goes hand in hand with like the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like, and it's kind of like waiting for something, which I don't recommend at all. But you could do that if you're going to stay in this relationship. Strength. Okay, so it's kind of like if you're going to be there for the person, if you're going to stay in this relationship, what you can do is you can sit back, you can be the strength that you're both going to need through this. You can wait. What he's doing here, the Hanged Man, he's hanging there because this around his head, it's enlightenment. He wants to be enlightened. He wants to learn. He wants to know what he needs to know. He wants to understand. So he's hanging there because he doesn't know which way to go. He's in limbo. He's like in the middle. He's like still like, what do I need to do? And that light around his head is enlightenment. He wants more information so he can know what to do. And so basically that's you, you know, you need to learn about this, you know, all you can about this. If you're going to stay with him and you want to feel like not totally unhappy, I think it'd be best for you to know the position you're in. And that position is basically being like a rock and maybe being not really treated fairly at times because he doesn't know how to do that, you know, like he's not really in that, he's not the healthiest person. So if you're going to stick it out with this, you have to understand that like sometimes it's going to not be fun for you and sometimes you're not going to get your needs met and you're going to have to know that basically he's not the most, it's not easy for him to be vulnerable. And so if you're going to stay with him, you kind of need to like be supportive, I guess. And the way to do that and to not beat yourself up is to like, I guess, understand the situation. You know, what are you going through with him? What is he going through? And what are you having to like stand by next to him and see him go through? Hopefully he's willing to go to therapy. That would be probably helpful for him. Maybe there's some like unresolved trauma, which most likely there's some kind of unresolved trauma with that kind of fear of vulnerability, but it's nothing like that a lot of people, I mean, it's kind of common. It's nothing like he's not crazy. It's just if he's willing to look into himself, that might be a good idea. And if you're going to stay with him, I think that's a good move. You're going to have to be really strong through this. But maybe you're just the person to do that. Maybe you're the person who can do that, you know? Maybe no one else really could do that, and you can. Maybe you can actually stick it out until, but again, he might not ever, you know, get the help he needs. He might not ever be really willing to like really look at himself and do that. So just keep that in mind that if he's not, it's not your fault, you know? It is going to take him, his effort too. And mostly his, you know? The effort you're putting in is basically just dealing with the bullshit along the way until he's able to, you know, understand himself better and maybe like treat you better. Not that he treats you bad, but it's just not going to be necessarily healthy. You know, it's not going to be like fair, really. Like you're not going to get your needs met in a lot of ways, you know, but at least for now. But hopefully he'll be able to like be willing to do that work. I don't know. It's really up to him, you know. I can't say if he'll be willing to or not. Hopefully he is. You know? Okay. So anyone who still wanted a reading, just let me know now because I'm going to redo this list. Because I have quite a few people on this list and there's only 8 people here, so I want to know who wants a reading. So if you want a reading still and you're here, out of the 8 people that are here right now, just go ahead and let me know in the chat and I will add you to the list. I'm going to restart this whole list. Anyone who's here right now who still wants a reading, let me know. Because I'm redoing the list, okay? So right now I have Muskan, Sri, Pearl, Fantasy, and Lee. I see there's a few more people that came on, so if you're wanting a reading, let me know and I'll add you to this list. Who are the other 3? I have 5 people on this list and there's 3 more people here, so what's up? Let me know if you want a reading. Just say something in the chat and I'll add you to the wheel, okay? Because I redid the list. So if you were here before and you put your name, and I put your name on the list, you're not on the list anymore. This is a whole new list. Oh, you can't even see that. Because there's not as many people here, and I had like 22 people on the list. So I know those people aren't here anymore, and so I'm redoing the list. So whoever wants a reading, let me know. Okay, Maggie. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and spin. Lee! Are you still here with us? Right on. Okay. What are Jay's feelings towards me? Does he like me or something? Because I'm confused. Okay, let's see. What are Jay's feelings towards you? Okay. 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 There's heavy karmic energy here. And I'm saying that because it seems like you remind him of someone from the past, or you remind him of some feeling he had from the past. Like, it just reminds me of, he feels like there's a like there's something from the past that you remind him of that's unresolved. And that sounds weird, but hear me out. First of all, we have a few indicators here that's talking about it's a past thing. Something he can't get over yet, and he could be spying on you too. Your social media. Or maybe he's literally stalking you, but usually, you know, especially with the COVID thing, I would think more it's like social media thing, but it seems like, you know, there's like a stable energy here, like ability to be stable, but then it's something from the past. See, he's thinking about how everything has come up to this point. And you guys have barely any history, so it's you know, I feel like you just remind him of somebody, or you give him a feeling that he's felt before from his past. So it's kind of like he's associating that with a past situation. Unless, of course, you guys have a past. But from my understanding, you don't. Because you're asking if he likes you. So it's kind of like you guys could have met through mutual friends or something like that. I see more than one person here. And I don't think that's really talking about him having like different options or anything. But there's a lot of sadness here. And I feel like he's gonna try to like distance himself, but that's because it reminds him of something. Like this is like you guys could have met through mutual friends, like I said. It's just something that's sad to him. Maybe because he sees it can't work. I don't know. Because it seems like there's potential, but it's like he's thinking about how it's all come to be what it is now. I think he does have feelings, but it's more of like a feeling of like karmic. You know what I mean? Like it's like a feeling of like there's past situations here. Like maybe he's not even aware, or maybe it's unconscious. But it seems like there's an attraction, but it's more of like a duty, like there's a debt. Like a karmic debt to be paid or something. Like he has to do something, like you have to figure it out here, because if you don't, it's kind of like unresolved, and he doesn't even know why probably. But let's see what this is about. What's her purpose in his life, or what's his purpose in hers? Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of not only disappointment, but see how they're okay, this is a perfect example. I don't know if you were here earlier when I was telling you that this deck shows the devil as being, as these two are chained to the devil. Because it's not something you could just brush off and forget about. It's something you feel tied to. Something you feel like an urge to be connected to. And that's kind of what it is here. Even though there's disappointment here, it's like you have to resolve that. Like I feel like he wants to resolve that. And if we're not talking about karmic here, I mean, I feel like we are, but if we're not, like just to put it in a more like way that makes more sense probably to you, it could be that, you know, something didn't work out between you and now he has to like prove that it's not going to end like that. Like he just doesn't want it to just end like that. You know, he wants it to be something. He doesn't want to feel, no, I mean, I don't know if it makes sense to you, but I feel like it's karmic. Look it up. It's just, there's karma to be paid. You guys have unresolved karma. And that's why there's a pull. Because it's just, that's how it is with karma. I mean, you feel like a connection, you don't know why. There's no real reason. It's kind of toxic, though. It's kind of a toxic connection, and that's because when you feel a pull to something and you have no control over it, it's kind of like it has control over you, and that can feel very upsetting and troubling and just confusing. Let's see what you can do about it, if anything. What is for your highest good? What can you do to resolve the situation or to help the situation along? What's for your highest good in this situation for you to do next? Focus on your stability. Okay. Okay, we have a lot of aces here, which means you have a lot of opportunity here. And the thing is, opportunities, again, can be missed. You can miss opportunities. The aces are all about opportunities. Yeah, sure, they're hands that are offering you something, but it's not just going to fall into your lap. They're hands going, here you go. You can have this if you choose. The Ace of Cups is all about like basically like do not forget your heart. Don't become bitter. Don't forget that you have a lot of love to offer and you have a lot of love to receive too. Like don't just be doing one or the other. It's like, you know, allow it to flow in and allow it to flow out. Allow others to receive your love and allow yourself to receive others' love. So basically like be open to like connections, you know. Don't let it like don't guard your heart too much. Like be of love, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? Just like still be that positive spirited person with that heart no matter what happens. But also have authority, take authority over your life. Like there's going to be an opportunity for you to like really hone in to what it is you're needing to do and wanting to do. And it's not having to do with just him. You know what I mean? You need to like refocus your energy on your own stability because you will have opportunities to do that. But as long as you're caught up in this, it's going to feel like you're out of control of your own life. But you're not. You might have to walk away from it at the end of the day. And obviously, these two are sad down here. They're not wanting to really do that, but they're still doing it because they know it's what's best for them. You know, and it could be that that's the case here, that, you know, in order for you to stick to your stability, because if you don't walk away from it, it could be just something that, or at least distance yourself, it's going to keep you caught up in it. And it's going to be hard for you to focus on your stability. It's going to be hard for you to focus on like you because you're going to be focused on him. And that's going to be distracting. And so basically, you know, if you want to do what's best for yourself, it might be the thing to just walk away at this time. You know, not to say that it can't pick up later, not to say that it can't ever pick up again, but right now it seems like somewhat of a distraction and just kind of the devil being there. It's definitely not healthy. It's definitely like one of those things that you have no control over. You know, it's like if you're in it, you are consumed by it. And if you're not in it, you can focus on yourself and you can actually have some kind of direction. But not both at the same time. So it seems like one of those things that you might just have to like leave it at what it is right now, you know? And hopefully when you're in a more stable place, and him as well, maybe you can pick things back up, and hopefully that's the case, you know, if that's what's meant to be. But right now it seems like it's just a distraction. And one that both of you don't even understand at all, like what's going on. And why? Why is there this urge or this pull, you know? Like you have to remember that it's your life and you have to like be able to do what you need to do for yourself. You can't wait around for people to be ready to do what they're going to do. And if he doesn't understand it either, he might not ever make a move. And then you're just waiting there like wondering what is this connection? And you're wasting time, you know? Like really, if he wants to come and step forward and like be in your life, fine. You can take it or leave it. And that will be up to you at that time. But for now, it's like kind of like it's not happening. And he's not doing anything about it, and so you're sitting here like wondering. But really, and there is a strong connection here, but maybe nothing's, you know, it's just, it takes two, and he might not be ready to do anything about it, you know, unfortunately. And if he does, ooh, that's a whole different ball game. Rupali. Okay, let's see. Of course. Of course. Okay. We have 8 people here and we have 6 people on the list. So who wants to be added to this thing? Because we have 2 spots left. 2 questions left. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and shuffle then. Okay. What does R feel for me? Is that your question, Maggie? That's your question, right? Okay. What does R feel for me? Maggie asks. I think he sees you as a very independent person. You know, like very hardworking, but again, I mean, at the same time, he feels like it would be a lot of hard work to get close to you, but I think he's still going to try to do that. And the thing is, he feels like there will be something to gain from it. Like, I don't think he thinks he'll fail. But at the end of the day, he knows it kind of feels like, you know, you're at a distance because you are doing your own thing. And while that's all fine, it's like hard to get close. But I think he's still going to try to do that. Like he's working hard and it's kind of stressful, you know. He's up at night like, how the fuck do I do this? How do I get close to this person? He's going to try to approach you, and then it's like I don't think he thinks he's going to fail. I think he thinks that there's something to be gained from this. I think he thinks you'll be down, you know, you'll be about it. I think he's confident that if he does approach you, that you will not reject him. Like, he thinks that it could go somewhere. But it's like at the end of the day, he knows that you're gonna do what you're gonna do. He doesn't necessarily feel secure with it, you know? He feels like maybe you could leave at any time. He doesn't feel like it's like he feels like it would, like he would be able to get with you, but he doesn't know how, if you're that type of person or something, because it's like, looking at all of it, like he feels like it could work, you could be something, but then when he looks at the whole big picture, he sees you being your own person. And whatever that means to him, I guess it means that you're gonna do what you're gonna do regardless of whether or not he's in your life, you know? And so to him, it's kind of like he doesn't really know if how long it's gonna last, I guess you could say. And so maybe that's why he's feeling like that, because it's like he knows, you know, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. So he's kind of like, should I even think that this is gonna go anywhere, you know? Because I know at the end of the day, she's just somebody that I can't hold on to forever, like, basically, because you're not gonna stick around. Let's see if there's gonna be contact in the future. Maybe that's why he left. Because he felt like you were gonna leave him. Something comes out. The sun. You realize something. Maybe there's somebody else, too. Yeah, okay. Remember about the Seven of Swords? Sneaky. Or somebody who's taking something, but they're not doing it in an obvious way, they're sneaking it. So I think what's going to come out here is that they are, well, collaborating, I guess you could say, talking with someone else. So it's not only that they're maybe that's just what they're saying, is that, you know, maybe they're just putting it on you. Like, you're unattainable anyway. At the end of the day, you're going to go and do what you're going to do. So I better not rely on you to be a solid person when I'm just going to go ahead and be with somebody else, you know? It's interesting. Maybe that was their energy we're picking up on for them. Like, it was hard work to get to know you. It worked, but at the end of the day, they're going to go and do what they're going to do anyway. Like, maybe they're the ones who are that fierce independence, that person who's hard to tie down, because of that's just how they are. Let's see what their energy is. In your situation. They have a lot of options. And it's idealized. Like, it could be too good to be true, basically. Or it could be that whatever your picture of them is not exactly accurate, whether that's good or bad. But basically, it's just not clear. It's not correct, you know? So it could be a lot of different things that you're seeing about them that aren't exactly the way that you're seeing them, you know? It's not. It's kind of like, you know, you're idealizing them. They're your ideal. You're kind of projecting onto them an ideal, but it's not really who they are, or, you know, who you want them to be is not exactly who they are. So, but there is a lot of hard work going into this, which is interesting, because it's kind of like at the end of the day, like, you guys both put in hard work to it, but then it's not going anywhere. Who is the Queen of Wands in this situation? Who is the Queen of Wands here? Well, no contact distance. This is them not taking or giving any offers. Why did they do no contact? Why did they start the no contact between them? That's funny, because Sagittarius you would see as kind of being that person who doesn't want to be tied down to. Well, just traditionally, that's what they say about Sag, is that, like, you don't corner them, like, they don't want to be in one place for very long. You know, like, you can't trap them in one, and this person's, like, trapped. And then there's the Sag card, but it's not necessarily saying that. It's just for their own peace and harmony, they can't feel trapped, and that's basically what they started to feel. It's almost like the Knight of Wands. Like, they, in that approach avoidance, like, I get close to somebody, then I have to back up. Then I have to distance myself because it's uncomfortable. So it could be both of you guys who are that way, who are feeling that way, but it's likely one of you, you know, and it's probably them. But for their own peace and harmony, they just have to, they can't feel trapped, and they have to feel like, you're a Sagittarius, you said. So is that what you feel? Did you start the no contact? Or this is saying they felt trapped with you, but, again, that's just because that's how they are. And I'm surprised if you're not that way. But your Venus probably isn't in Sagittarius. So we have to look at Venus, the 7th house, the 5th house even, because those are, you know, love affairs and things like that, you know. But mostly the 7th house and the Venus. Do you know what your Venus is in? Or do you know, like, what your birth chart, you know, do you know your placements? Because it's very important. We can't really just look at Sagittarius, you know? You said no more contact. Okay. See in the beginning? See in the beginning, that's what it was saying, was that you're the one who's more. You're still going to go do your own thing, you know? You're going to be the one, so that was right then. So that was right then. You're unattainable. You're unattainable, not them. I love when that happens, because it's like, really, like, I don't want to just assume that, like, you're the one doing that. But there it was, you know, right in the beginning. I should have just listened to myself. You're the one who's hard to attain, because, you know, they see that, like, basically it's going to be hard to, like, you're the one who's more independent, and, like, it's kind of like you're going to do your own thing anyway, no matter what they do. So if you want contact with them again, you might have to be more reliable. You might have to be more reliable. That makes sense, though. Maybe you felt trapped. So really you want to ask yourself why you want to be You know, what you really want out of it. Do you even feel like if they liked you or if they wanted something with you, would you even want something with them? You just want to know how they feel. Well, I think that they feel disappointed, like you're unattainable. Maybe they're trying to reach out to you. Maybe you're the one who they're not seeing clearly and they're idolizing. They don't realize that it's going nowhere. What do they feel for you at this moment in time? They're ready to start something new with you. But be careful what you wish for, right? They're ready to like make a decision forward to you. They want a new start. The Fool there. They don't even care. They want a new start and they want a new beginning and they want adventure and they feel like that's with you. And it is. It is. You would be an adventure. It's kind of like the ball's in your court at this point. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. You have your reasons, I guess, but it seems like they want to take a direction forward to you. Yeah, see, they want to rekindle the past. They can't, yeah, they're thinking about this. You are a past connection that it's hard for them to forget. You are that unattainable one, aren't you? Well, they're feeling that shit. Only adventure? They feel like it would never work, though. Because you're just like that. You are going your own way, and no one can stop you. Yeah. But I think he knows it'll never last. But he still wants it. He wants something. I don't know if he'll ever do it, but he's ready to make it. I mean, it looks like he's ready to take action and make a decision in your direction, but it's really kind of just, I think even if he does do it, he still will think that it's not going to work out. Like, he still will think that you're probably just going to go off again. And you probably will, won't you? Yeah, it's a sticky situation. I mean, really, it's kind of up to you, but I don't think he trusts it. But he'll still do it anyway. Which is crazy. He probably will do it. What are his next actions towards you? Now he's okay. Okay. He's looking for a stable connection, so if you can't provide that, don't even fuck with him. If you can't give equal give and take, don't even fuck with it. Seriously. Because he's looking for a stable connection, and if you aren't about that, that's fine. But just don't act like you are and not be. You know, don't be like be true to what you are, you know? Be true to what you really want and how you are in a relationship, but don't like lead him on. I think he wants something stable. But I don't think he thinks you are, you know? I don't think he thinks you're a reliable or a stable connection, but he probably would try, still, knowing that and thinking that. So maybe if you can prove to him that you actually are, maybe you can go somewhere with that, you know? But as for right now, I mean, I don't think he relies on it. That might make it a little bit of a shallow connection, too. you know, so maybe you should try to like switch that up before that happens, before that gets to a point where he's just wanting to like, you know, get what he can from it, already knowing it's going to fail and then leave. You know, maybe if you can seem more reliable or be more reliable, maybe he'll think about long term. But I feel like as for now, he kind of thinks it's like it won't last anyway. So I fear that maybe he thinks that he'll just like get what he wants out of it and then be done, because he already thinks it's going nowhere. So maybe let him know ahead of time what you're about so that he can like act accordingly. Yeah, you're part of the wheel, Miss Khan. Siona. Okay, let me shuffle. Okay, let's see. Are you still with us, Fantasy Lover? And you're welcome, Maggie. Fantasy Lover, are you still with us? I haven't seen you in a while. I don't know if you are, but... Fantasy Lover. Oh, you are. My bad. Okay. Oh, oops. I've liked this person for years, and finally we have started talking recently now that he's in another city for college. I want to know how he feels about the connection and me, and why doesn't he talk much now? We're actually on our last reading right now, you guys. This is number 10. If you guys want a reading, you can donate, but as for right now, the list is closed. This is our 10th person. So if some of you are going to be leaving now, I'm sad to see you go, but have a good night, and thanks for coming. I know, it was close, wasn't it, Muskan? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's our 10, you guys, but come back again tomorrow night. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can know when we're going to go live, and you won't miss it. Okay, so thanks for coming, you guys. Let's see for Fantasy Lover. Let's see how they feel about the connection here. Why he doesn't talk much now? Well, maybe he's just in college, right? Let's see. Why doesn't he talk much now? Okay, Siona. I hope we will see you again. Subscribe, you guys, if you haven't already, so you don't miss the next live, okay? Excuse me. So why doesn't he talk much now, Fantasy? The Lovers. Gemini? Two of Pentacles. Okay, so he's weighing his options. The World. It could be somebody from the past and you. Or maybe he's weighing his options between, you know, should I be single or not? Should I be connected to this person or not? Should I just continue on with my life? Should I take, you know, should I keep it moving? Should I keep it moving forward? Both Pisces. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so it's like two opposite directions. You guys aren't sure which one to go in because you're... It's funny because your sun sign is Pisces, so that's the fish swimming in two opposite directions. So it's like all the time. There's just this constant push and pull of like, where should I, because you want to go one way, but you also want to go the other. You're just not really sure which way you're going. It's kind of confusing, and, you know, there's a lot of like uncertainty. There's just a lot of mix up. But then I've always heard about the Pisces sun signs is that there is Thanks, Maggie. Thanks. So, but with the sun sign Pisces, it's like you have this ability to pull yourself up and out of the ocean. The sun is able to pull you up and out of that ocean of emotion. You know, with this moon Pisces person, it's a lot different because they have double feminine energy. So it's like, you know, they're in that ocean and they're deep in it. You know, it's hard to pull you out and get you focused. But with the sun, it's a little bit more manageable, but there's still that like push and pull. So it's funny because you have this push and pull here, this back and forth of like, what should I do, you know? And they're not really sure, and so it's very confusing. But I feel like, yeah, there's something from the past here coming back in, and it could be a lover that they used to deal with, or maybe it's even a feeling from the past that they had. Like just an energy from their past, like they're feeling it now. They're feeling that nostalgia of like a past feeling, how they felt before when they were a child, you know? And they're wanting to recreate that. So it could be a very like psychologically deep time for them right now. Maybe it has nothing to do with you. They're starting college, they're, you know, college here, they're doing something new for themselves, and they're thinking about the past. They have a lot of support though, and they're gonna need it. Ten of Swords. And I think it's because they got greedy. They could be wanting to win at all costs and just seeing it as a game, or as like basically they can get whatever they want out of whatever situation. They're kind of wanting to have their cake and eat it too, and they're going to get screwed over. They're going to get burnt because of that. What's probably going to happen is whatever they're doing now, or whoever they're dealing with now, that they're just trying to get with. I feel like it's almost like they're seeing a couple different people because they're wanting everything that they want, and then they get fucked over. It's kind of like instant karma. Let's see what they're feeling about you right now. Okay. They felt like they were doing all the work, so they put it to rest. Four of Swords, it's like they temporarily put it to rest or put some distance in between you because they felt like they were putting more effort out there, or it wasn't balanced. They feel like either they need more help and that you couldn't provide, or they felt like they were giving you more than you were giving them. I feel like they're still considering you though as a person. Yeah, they can't stop thinking about it either. And they could be stalking your social media. But someone needs to take responsibility here. Who's the fire? Oh wait, you guys are both Pisces. So someone needs to take action like now. Someone needs to take responsibility for what's happened. Something happened. And it's probably them, right? Because you're like, what happened? We just stopped talking as much. Yeah, I think he's still interested in it, but he's going to need to take a step and he's going to need to like step up and take responsibility for the connection, because he can't get over it. But what is he going to do? Just think about it forever? Because he keeps thinking about it, but he's not doing anything about it. Why isn't he doing anything about it? Because he's unsure. I'm sure that's probably what it's going to say. But what's he unsure about? Getting fucked over. Okay, why would he have any reason to believe that she'd fuck him over, though? Okay, but also he needs to find meaning in his life. Maybe he thinks that you can't provide, but that's kind of immature to put that on you. Basically, he needs to go and find his purpose. Whatever he has right now, he's not happy with. And if you can't provide that to him, he's not interested. But the thing is, he is still interested. But more than that, he's interested in finding meaning. So he's trying to find it outside of himself, and that's a problem. He might be indulging in other people and other things that keep him happy right now, that are kind of shallow things, you know? Like people, sex, you know, just attention, whatever it is. He really needs to go on a soul search. He's still got a lot of care there. It's just Two of Wands. He needs to take action. Yeah, he needs the King of Wands instead of the King of Cups right now. He really needs the King of Wands instead of the King of Cups, because the King of Cups is what's keeping him held back in his emotions and his all, like, his, like, sentimental, not that being sentimental is bad, but it's like he's very, I feel like, psychologically going through a lot right now. A lot of changes and a lot of transformation, a lot of, like, growing up he's gonna have to do. And that takes a lot of, it's taking a toll. You know, he's not really sure what to do with it. He doesn't know what he's doing right now, but that's fine. It's just, I don't think he should be leaving you hanging like that. But that's kind of a, I don't know. I feel like Pisces can do that. Like, they don't know what they want, and they won't tell you that. They'll just kind of be like, I don't really know. Maybe they don't want to, like, put it to rest all the way, because they don't really know. Like, today it's different from tomorrow. Like, they want you today, but tomorrow they want to be on their own. But they never want to tell you that because they don't want you to be over it. Because they know they're going to want it again. But they don't really want it all the way, like, just that. They don't want just you, but they don't want to not have you either. And if they give you a straight out answer, because they don't even know, because it switches so fucking often. And you probably feel the same way. That's a great question. Let's see. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. Let's see. Because that's a good way to put, you know, like, okay, he's confused now. But in the future, is this, like, should I wait around for this, basically? It's a good question. Let's see. Right on. Come back tomorrow, you guys. This is our last reading for tonight, but come back tomorrow. I'm going to go live again tomorrow. So don't miss that, okay? Don't miss it. Don't be that person who misses it. Okay. So, future between you guys, what happens? Like, should you rely on this? Is this something you should wait around for? I always think you shouldn't wait around for something, but let's see what's going to happen. In the future, do they come through? And are they reliable? Oh, wow. You can't really tell in these cards, but the Six of Wands and the Fool is talking about there is going to be a new start, possibly, and there will be a lot of support around it. Like, it should be something that can be gained, but where is it leading to? It's a new start. I feel like you guys will give each other a chance in the future. But is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing? Four of Swords and the Empress. Oh, look, too. Pisces. Four of Swords and the Empress. So either somebody becomes pregnant or there's just a new start after a break. I feel like you guys are going to, you are going to have something again in the future. And I keep asking, where is it leading to? And it just keeps telling me there's going to be a new start. There's going to be a new start. And possibly even a pregnancy. So maybe that's what starts the connection again, is somebody gets pregnant. I don't know, but, you know, if that's possible for you, be careful. Because the Empress can mean pregnancy, but it also could just mean a new beginning. So, and that's kind of double what we're seeing here. So, what is... What's happening? What else do we need to know about this future connection? Ace of Cups. That's cool. That's beautiful. I don't want to give you false hope or anything, but there's a lot of love there. There's a lot of care. And I feel like you guys will get back together at some point in the future, but yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be something cool. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of love to be had there. I mean, just saying, it's the Ace of Cups is a really great card to have. It means like there's a lot of love. There's an abundance of love, basically. But you know, I feel like that's so like too good to be true, but I mean, that's what the cards are saying, you know? And who knows when in the future, though, you know? Yeah, it's saying basically, at some point, I feel like you guys will get back together. And, like, there's, like, a lot of love there. Like, there's still, like, a lot of love that you each have for each other, which is kind of cool, but, you know, I hate to say that and have it be like... But just don't wait around for it, okay? Like, just promise me you won't do that, because, like, live your life still, you know what I mean? Like, don't, like, wait around for it or anything. Like, just... You know? Like, just still live your life and everything. Just saying. That's what, you know. Don't wait for it like you need to just... Like, that's all there is to life, you know what I mean? There's more to life. It just seems like at some point in the future, yeah, you guys are going to be having some new beginnings, some new spark, some reconnection, and it could be enjoyable. Like, there's a lot of feeling. There's a lot of feeling there. I mean, being Pisces, that makes sense. Can't really be with a Pisces without there being feeling. I mean, you can. Yeah, you can. But, I mean, it doesn't feel like you can. They just have that thing about them, I guess. That feels very, like, you're engulfed in it, kind of, you know? Kind of just that, like, overwhelming feeling of, like, connection or whatever the fuck you feel. You know, usually that's, you know, they have that effect on people. At least in my experience, so. Alright, you guys, no problem. Thank you, and yeah, I am leaving, but I'm gonna go live again tomorrow night, and probably tomorrow in the daytime as well, maybe twice. Maybe, so just stick around for that. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss the next live. I'd like to see you guys there, so do not miss it. And thanks for being here tonight. I love that. That's so funny. You just put it out there, you know? Magic. What's your sign? What's your sign, Magic? What? I did not expect that. And that's how you feel about Pisces? Oh my god. That's kind of cool. Wow. I feel like Leos are just so, like, not like above, like they're like, you know, but like, I just feel like they wouldn't even get caught up in like a Pisces, like, ocean of like confusing emotion and just, you know, but maybe you just got caught up in it. Like everybody does, you know. And hey, I love Leos, set of Pisces, so there you go. Okay, you guys, it was fun. Thanks for being here. Come back tomorrow night. I'd love to see you guys there. Please be there. Don't miss it. Please like this video, and I'll see you guys later, okay? Be safe out there. Have a great night, and I'll see you later. Talk to you later. 5th house Leo too? Oh, Jesus. Well, that's kind of a good placement for the 5th house, you know? They do have that effect. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.